Following ovulation, the egg is picked up by the fimbria, moved into the infundibulum, and goes down into the os of the infundibulum. The infundibulum then moves the egg into the enlargement of the ampulla, and then we get to a constricted area, which would be the ampullary-isthmic junction. From here is the connection with the isthmus, which restricts the egg's movement until progesterone rises and they can actually move down following fertilization. And once that occurs, they can migrate down through the isthmus into the uterine horn through the uterotubular junction, which is present here. The uterine horns are present here within the mare. And again, these are very much similar to the cow, but more actually uterine body than what you actually see in the cow. This would be the uterine body within the mare, and these are the three layers: the endometrium, the myometrium, which would be the muscle, and the parametrium. There are no specialized structures in the mare. The endometrium is very much similar all the way through, unlike the carbuncles which we find in ruminants. As we get from the end of the uterine body, we can now clearly see the soft cervix of the mare, which is presented here. The inside lining of the mare is only longitudinal folds, so it's a very easy movement of a pipette up through it. If we fold the cervix over, we can now see that the mare actually has something similar to the cow, which is the os cervix. The os cervix is an opening, but behind this area is the fornix vagina. This is a blind pocket in which we must get the pipette around and into the opening of the os cervix in order to breed. So this area is very similar again to the cow. From this region out now we can see the vagina. And the vagina again would be involved with secreting bacteriostatic sort of secretions to protect the reproductive tract, as well as behind here is the bladder and the urethra, which enters into this lining area that we can see between the vagina and the vestigial region to the outside. The mare is much different than other species in that if you look at the opening of the urethra, which occurs here, there's actually a membrane which lines that area across through the reproductive tract. This area is called the transurethral fold, and this membrane is very delicate and should not be torn, or else it causes problems with urine backflow into the reproductive tract. The region from here to here, as we said, is the vestibule. There are some glands, which are the glands of Bartholin, which also secrete, and we can also see the clitoris in the mare, which is again a homologue to the male penis, or a remnant of the male penis in embryo development. The outside area then would be the vulva. The mare reproductive tract, just like the other species, is suspended by the broad ligament. The broad ligament in this region is called the mesometrium. The portion of the broad ligament which holds the large ovary of the mare is called the mesovarian, and the ligament which holds the oviduct is called the mesosalpinx. The ovary of the mare is bean-shaped, in which the outside area of the mare's ovary is dense connective tissue. This dense connective tissue prevents ovulation from occurring anywhere on the outside except the center area of the mare, which is the ovulation fossa. The ovulation fossa is the only point at which ovulation can occur. One can see follicles that are present here through the dense connective tissue, as well as one can maybe make out structures visually within inside the ovary, but these cannot be palpated. Only follicles can be palpated in the mare. And again, this structure here is about a 30 millimeter follicle, in which these can enlarge to as big as 50 millimeters before ovulation. The reason for the large growth of the follicle is because they must enlarge to reach the center of the area where the ovulation fossa, which is in the center of the bean-shaped structure of the ovary, is the only position in which ovulation can occur. This area also has the oviduct membrane, the fimbria, and the infundibulum, which actually cover and squeeze into that cavity and allow egg pickup to be very efficient.